So a couple weeks back on the show, I talked about Poland and their conflict with Belarus in terms of immigration, specifically when it comes to Poland accusing Belarus of sending immigrants to Poland to, well, whatever it was that Poland was accusing them of doing. But Poland was coming out there saying, "Yeah, we're the last bastion stopping all these people coming into Europe." And my response was, just let them in. They're just immigrants. They're escaping terrible situations. They're trying to make the best of a situation that they can't control. So let them in. So now there is new immigrants on the Polish border. Many Ukrainians who are fleeing the conflict with Russia are heading towards Poland. And it sounds like, for the most part, Poland has been a good neighbor, which is great. But it, unfortunately, is not all roses and daisies. Sunshine and roses? Sunshine and roses. There we go. It's not all sunshine and roses because there have been rampant reports by Al Jazeera and the New York Times and CNN and tons of organizations have reported this. And they've interviewed people. I mean, it's not conjecture that essentially, if you're white or Russian looking, you can come in, and if you're Ukrainian of any other type, maybe you stay out. And first of all, we should not be treating refugees any different. Even before that, we should not treat refugees any different when they're coming from the same country. But on top of that, we should also not treat refugees any different, regardless of what country they're coming from. If you are fleeing your country, it means something really bad is happening to you, is about to happen to you, and you're trying to find a better life. Okay? What you want to do is get a roof over your head, you want to work, you want to put your children through school if you have any, and you want to protect your family from whatever it was that you're running from. And if, regardless of whether we had anything to do with the reason that they're running from whatever it is that they're running from, it is our moral obligation as fellow human beings. Forget nationalities, forget race, forget all that religion, forget all that nonsense. If another human being is running from something, we as fellow human beings have a responsibility to protect them, right? That's all we got. We're one species on one planet, right? That's it. There's no, so all this, it warmed my heart a lot to hear that Poland was doing really great work for the Ukrainians and that lots of Polish people had offered their homes to Ukrainians. But it made me think of that story that we'd done on the show a couple weeks ago about how Poland was, not letting in certain types of refugees from Africa or from Turkey. And there's a lot of racism involved in this. And look, I'm not one of those people who looks at racism and thinks that it's the reason for so many things, but in this case, it's pretty obvious. I mean, essentially, like they're all like, especially in some of the stories that I've seen, it's like a group of Ukrainians will go through and I'm like, okay, you who all happen to be white, you can come in, and you all who happen to be not white, and we don't know where you're from. Yeah, you do. They're coming from Ukraine. In fact, many of them are crossing at the same border point, so you can't even make the argument that you don't know where they're coming from. They're very obviously coming from Ukraine. So the moral of this story is essentially, regardless of where they're coming from or why they're coming from there, take them in, right? If you can't give them resources, I get it, right? It's difficult to be one country and to be seeing all these people coming through and be able to give them all resources. I get that, really, I do. But you have to let them come in and you have to give them a chance, whether they see that there's no resources in your country and go on to another country, or whether they stay in your country and try and eke out a living. Whatever it is that they decide to do, let them be safe first. Let them come in. If you have to process them a certain kind of way, fine, right? I'm not saying that you have to, settle in your country every single person who comes through. But these people are fleeing war and famine and climate change and all these things. Please, for the love of everything sacred to you, for the sake of your fellow human beings, just let them in. Please.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, throw a like on it, share with your friends, and subscribe for more of our content. You can also find all of our videos and clips on youtube.com. Just search Let Them Eat Bread and you'll find all of our content. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye for now.